Hey everybody, it's Connor here, musician, but I am learning to use the toolkit, and so I got my own little level going on here. I'm just still learning. It's pretty sketchy, but you know, if I run it, it runs fine. We are also starting to script stuff with Ouya, so like it's more interactable. So you can get this chest here. Picture of my waifu, Dan, who is the website guy, and he's also doing level design. Anyways, I want to try and warp from one of Dan's levels into my level, and so I put the warp behind the house in his level. So if I go behind the house, all of a sudden this happens. Maximum reist. This is bar none the most reistiest reist that was ever reisted in the reist. So, you know, musician guys screwed it up. Good job. And I'm going to blame it on Falco because he wrote this engine, and therefore I will shift the blame to him. And hopefully I can get it fixed because unless you guys like wandering around weird squares like this, this is not optimal.
Alright, so after a long fight of trying to get shit to actually run well on the Ouya, I'm pleased to say 60 FPS. Here with me is my assistant. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Andrew Gergis. I am Falco's little brother.
An official beta tester for Elysian shows.
Alright, so what you can see on the screen,
Picture.
it's Elysian shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Launch
launch that bitch.
with the O.
Alright, welcome to Lauren. As you can see, sounds there, full 3D positional audio. Don't do anything too much, you'll crash it. Full 3D positional audio. We've got the ship map. Actually, one of the really cool things about the Ouya is like the way we've mapped it. I have all of my same debug keys that I had on the PC. So like, here's my God mode. I can look at the frame rate and all that. I've got like zoom in and out. Actually, dude, look how zooming out. Like it's still running at like 40 FPS, zoomed all the way out. So I'm really pleased with like the performance on the Ouya right now. It only took like an entire day of fundamentally re-architecting the entire renderer, but they go in the church. But it's running well, and now
that's not the church.
Floating
Yeah, dude, I set up all the warps, man. There's nothing in there.
All right, go back to the church. I want to see how the church looks.
I didn't make sure you come back, but
Yeah, that's true. Come on, go to the church.
Stuck in time and
we'll
space.
just cut this up.
Right, so
where is the church?
go that
It
way.
looks like a church.
Scrub, it's right there. That's the church.
Oh, well, it's like so far away.
Oh, excuse me.
How about you walk your happy ass over there?
The only thing it's not doing right now is all of the per vertex lighting, so the church doesn't look quite as epic as it should. Actually, I don't even think that's warping to the right church, dude.
It's probably not.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, gonna have to do, probably gonna have to move the lighting from per pixel to per vertex, just because
Yeah.
With
Did you press B?
oh my
I
god, he's
pressed
like, he's a terrible assistant. But yeah, so that's what I'll work on next. So we have the Ouya set up. It's gonna be on the network now, so that like as we're developing and shit, like we're
I can
also
test my
running it on the
scripts.
Ouya, which is actually gonna be a really helpful because that'll also make sure we're not using too much memory or doing too much shit for like the Dreamcast, the iPhone, the Android build. You know, that'll be a pretty good basis for comparison, making sure it runs well there.
How about you be iterative at me?
So.
hold on, what's in this big building?
It's the museum. What?
It's the museum.
Yeah.
Alright, we weren't even planning on recording tonight, but what I just saw was so fucked up that we're recording. Alright.
So I've got a new torch item that I'm trying to emit some particles from and have them, do their fucking thing.
Yes.
And apparently, even though I'm using the 31st bit in our bit flag scenario, I think they're shared with these NPCs.
Jesus Christ. They just fucking fell through everything.
Yes.
Oh, and the light's like
Oh yeah, I
left
don't even know
behind.
what the hell it's happening. It's like stuck to your forehead now, and I'm not even doing that. I don't
Wait, so what? You use 2 to the 31st? Is the bit mass?
Somehow. Shit's reset.
Huh. Alright, well, let me think about that, guys.
Hey, it's Connor again. I also want to show off a little bit of kind of darker vibe that we're going for. So this was actually my first kind of test level that I built just to try things out. So if I launch it, and my speakers are actually down below. Usually just have an iPod dock that I listen to music from, but my speakers are down here, so you can take a listen. There's 3 different tracks all playing at the same time, and I'll turn it up. So you can get a bit of an idea of what I can do with the audio engine. And so basically there's a choir track, and then there's an auxiliary track which has this weird industrial percussion thing going on. And then what I did is I took one of my heavy metal screams and I put distortion on it, and then I stretched it out so that instead of like 1 second or 2 seconds, it's like 10 seconds, and it's all pitch shifted down. It just sounds like this rumble. And so then they're all playing at different tempos and at different speeds and times, and they're looping at different spots, so it's just complete chaos, but it sounds really creepy. And part of what's creepy about it is that it's not, you know, it's not perfect. It does its own thing. So what I got here is it's pitch black, and in the eventual log, you can't see because my camera sucks, sorry. It says, "I don't know where I am, I'd better get out my torch." So I need 2 hands to do this, but if I get my torch out here, and then bam, got a torch. And you can walk around and, you know, get the wall up here, just to show you guys a little bit of the lighting and some of like my survival horror influence. It's definitely like a dark, atmospheric kind of thing going on here. And I think this will be a great complement to like Lauren Forest, which is like happy, but then when we're doing caves and we're doing kind of more dungeony stuff, like this will be some weird, evil crap. So it's gonna be pretty sweet.
Alright, so Connor's been working on his survival horror stuff. We've kind of been supplementing him over here at Studio Warvis.
I mean, we wanted the ruins and obviously night and like the forest and stuff to be creepy. We wanted the
Creepy
players
shit.
to
We want to scare you guys, because ES looks all beautiful and friendly and lush and stuff, and it is, but there's also secrets, and we also want you to piss your pants when you go in the ruins.
So I've been playing with different like fires, I guess. One of the things I've been working on is a torch.
Which looks goddamn good.
Yeah, ignore whatever the barrels
Except for that.
It's fine. So you can see.
Check that out. That looks so
That looks.
good.
Let me toggle off.
Yeah, turn off the other lights.
Yeah.
That looks fucking awesome.
And the flames don't really adhere as well as I'd like. They're a little bit too fluid, and it does that.
It's cool. Luckily, it still looks great.
It's the barrels.
Yeah, the flames we need to modify the emissivity and remissiveness of it so that they are actually still lighting up outside light. But the light surrounding him is a dynamic point light, right? Or spot? Spot. Dynamic spotlight, so we'll be casting shadows and all that. And we're going to have like a gameplay mechanic to where it's like Uncharted, you know? You have torches and things that can be set on fire. Even the environment can catch on fire. You might be deep in the ruins and there's some fucking sconces like A Link to the Past style that you have to light up the room, yeah.
One of the things that we talked about working on too was a generic like flammable or like burnable script.
Right.
You could attach it to like destructible items like trees and barrels and whatnot. And if you have a torch or a fireball, and you whack it, it'll actually set it on fire. And without having to program how it does it for every single item, it would just do it. It would just burn.
Yeah, that's one example of we want even your spells to impact the environment. Like you're in combat and you fucking shoot a fireball at some asshole, you miss and like burn down the tree. Oh shit. You know, we
there
want
can be consequences for your actions. You miss that, and like I don't know, you're trying to fight someone in like a warehouse. There's a bunch of barrels. You end up destroying, like catching the warehouse part on fire. And the guy's like, "I asked you to kill the rats. Why did you like burn all of my shit?" Like,
we don't want the environment to feel like a dead static backdrop.
I mean, like
part of
all of these trees and stuff here, like these independent trees, like we could have those be interactable, where like you can hit them with the fireball, walk up,
That's
and like,
correct.
hit them and knock items out of the branches and stuff.
Fuck you! I was actually working on that script.
So I mean, there's all kinds of really cool shit that we'll be able to do.
27 spoilers.
Hello internet, Patrick here. I'm gonna keep this quick because it's like 4 AM right now and I need to wake up tomorrow morning to go to the job. So let's just get over it. Since last update, I've been working mostly on animations. So entire like Julian animations reworked, something that probably Falco already showed you or will show you. I don't know. Also, I've been working on first boss, which you can see right here. Since he's like so massive, like here you have like Julian's sprite to compare. Since he's like so freaking massive, he won't have like actual animations. In a sprite form, we're gonna use puppet animations for that. And you know, that's mostly what I've been doing, like trying to figure out how to actually animate it, so it looks alright. And Tyler was sending me a couple of references from other games, but it wasn't really looking all that nice and cool, and you know, Elysian shadowy. Like it was very simple, and that's not really something that I wanted to do. Also, all of them were strictly on 2D plane, so all the sprites were on the same axis as far as the distance from camera goes, and that's not really something that we have. We have actual like 3D space to work with. So I've been trying to figure out to have this sort of hand motions of the boss that, you know, maybe swiping or like basically doing different stuff with his hands. And I think most of them I could like, and another thing was that how to make the difference between like if the camera goes at this sort of degree towards the space, then how should I draw two-dimensional sprites, because they're only two-dimensional images, if it's like lower or if it's higher. And thankfully that got solved really smartly with just, you know, that with the fact that I have only fingers and they're like rounded, so they're gonna bump mapping, the normal mapping will look really nicely on them, like they're gonna be turned into cylinders essentially. And then this form arm sprite behind that you can see actually here in the corner, like it nicely looks in the perspective, and you can just rotate it and it always gonna look correctly. Depends like how you rotate it. So this was really smart, and that's mostly what I've been doing. Also we've got like an artist, how do you call it, we've got like an intern, essentially. Like I'm teaching another artist how to actually make game assets, and that's what we've been working on together. It's in interiors for next biome, for the floating islands that we've been doing, and that's pretty cool because once we done, like we're actually done with the interiors now. We just need to add fluff. Like you can see all the walls and the floors, they're pretty much in there. So now I just need to do some finishing touches on the exteriors, and then we're gonna have two entire new sets of biomes ready right after we finish the oh god, I'm losing my track. After we're gonna finish the caves.
Collision's a little messed up, so it's not actually dealing combat damage, but you can check this out. I hooked up to the new GUI layer health and mana.
Oh yeah, so before you say anything, I architected an entire fucking GUI subsystem that is widget based, and it's actually fucking pristine.
Everything's relative and scalable, so it's going to look good on every resolution, any system.
It's basically like hierarchical, and anything you can do graphically with any kind of sprite in-game, like bump mapping, normal mapping, light, emissivity, all that shit, you're able to use because it's literally the exact same class you're using in-game. Sorry, I did not mean to fucking steal the spotlight, but I'm a narcissistic
That shit got garbage collected, it's fine. So, like I said, Collision's a little messed up right now, or else you'd actually be able to see damage happening.
Right.
The numbers would
that's
change,
cool,
but I don't
cool.
have like the bar
That's cool.
scaling working quite yet.
Right, this is very beta, very beta.
But you can see the kind of just basic Chrono Trigger,
very beta.
Secret of Mana kind of GUI that we're going to use.
Yeah,
for
so
we have no way to display health, like,
right,
for the player, you know.
Probably like have what, like the other two party members here, like smaller, kind of like in Phantasy Star.
I drafted up was here. Actually, I can show you kind of what I came up with. This is based off some designs that we did 2 years ago. I never actually had anything to do.
Highly intoxicated. If this is the night, I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't know if I want to say more, but
yeah, it's condemning.
It wasn't just alcohol.
You see, kind of, I looked at like Legends of Dragoon, Shining Force, Secret of Mana, stuff like that.
Phantasy Star Online. It was
yeah, Phantasy Star Online. So you can see, I wanted to have like the other players here, maybe like their current state for AI, like whether they're attacking or defending, or some sort of like
Also need like their status ailments.
Yeah, and it would show like on the avatars where I was actually showing.
Oh, right, like have a little symbol like you're.
Yeah, like poisoned or something. Or maybe we could even change the picture to show too. I mean,
which we have some really cool status elements in mind.
And then I wanted to show like whatever your current target is here, and this is kind of just bullshit I put in there, but like your current target may be like right here, whatever you're currently attacking, and we want to do kind of like Legend of Zelda, where maybe you can like lock onto a target, so while you're moving, it's not going to change to something else.
Hey, do you have that screenshot of the target thing that you worked on real quick? Can you pull it up?
Wait, real quick.
The one with the thing you ripped, like the 3D like encircling.
Not in this video.
No, I mean like you have the screen. So like one of the like important technical aspects of this is that we also need a GUI that will scale well for mobile devices, that can be completely resolution independent, and that, you know, it'll be like 720p on the desktop in Ouya, 480p on the Dreamcast, and it might be a lot smaller on certain other mobile devices, depending on, you know, we might target the 3DS in the future. Not only that, but it also has to be able to have touch input implemented in the GUI layer, and it needs to be seamless, and we would like the GUI to stay consistent among platforms, you know, so it doesn't feel like you're playing a different game. So these are like the button mapping kind of things on the GUI from like Phantasy Star Online, to where you can map things to different buttons. But then maybe on the touch devices, you can actually touch these buttons to do those actions. So we'll see about that.
A bunch of random shit I've got here. Screenshots for days.
There it is. Yeah, that's it. That's just some shit we were playing with for like targeting people.
Yeah,
and spell casting.
Spell casting too, to kind of like indicate that like this character is doing something, and maybe like as it gets closer to completion, like you'd have some sort of significant animation change to like signify not just like a cast bar, but like take clues from the environment, like what is the character doing, not just like he's casting a spell. Like you could see like the spell forces kind of surge up, and then like
and we have like the full like control over the 3D camera to cinematically like zoom in and alter, maybe if you're in top down, like zoom in and look at him like in full 3D.
And you don't
when
see this
happens.
here, but like they were spinning and like kind of separating up like from the floor one, so like it looked really fucking cool.
Right.
I was just playing around with something. I commented on it. It was kind of glitchy shit. Cause as soon as you stopped it, they all like, you know, like flew away. I was like, what the fuck?
We're on it. There's a lot of shit in flight now with like the Ouya build. So like a lot of shit has fundamentally changed.
You can see like a very
scrambling to get it back together.
Very early in the animation sequence, how like they were like rising up and they were spinning.
Yeah.
Like meanwhile, like further on in the animation, it looked like that.
Right. Which looks pristine. Right.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
And here's, obviously, like from the other perspective a little bit.
Right.
It was layering strange too, but I mean, like I said, like we're playing around with like using like environmental clues and environmental context instead of just cast bars or looking at numbers down the bottom of the screen. Like you're playing a game, why not experience?
Right. We're not. Yeah, we don't want a heavy UI. We don't want to rely on that heavily.
I mean, it's there for you, like, oh man, I'm taking a lot of damage. What is my health at? And you look at it, not necessarily like I'm watching the whole corner and like you were kind of peripherally moving your character and interacting.
Right.
Like that breaks immersion.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
By the way, what the fuck did we decide? We had like a big shindig about whether or not to show your enemy's HP.
Yeah.
Like some of us hate like in Final Fantasy where you have to cast scan, you know, to see their HP once.
You have to scan every combat, even though you scan like that character.
Yeah, that's a Final Fantasy thing, man. That's a Final that's how Final Fantasy.
So like we thought maybe like once you've either killed so many or you've done whatever that ability is once, like you would learn about it until you encounter like, you know, obviously more powerful type or a higher level one, like it would be different. But like I kind of like the idea of like what Monster Hunter kind of does, where like you kill so many of it, you get kind of like a tune to it. Like
I kind of like that too. Like in your
you kill
beastie
enough
area, you
slimes,
have like
you've
their
learned
stats and you like their weaknesses logged and shit.
Not just one kill, not just
Yeah.
an ability you have to cast every time
I kinda
you
like
encounter
that
a new
too.
one. You do it through playing. You
I
learn,
kind of
you
like
know?
that too.
It again helps with the.
Wow, that is a fucked up screenshot over there. Alright, so Andrew, after we, you know how Connor added this, which is like Harry Potter for Game Boy Color, right? In the forest.
Right.
I was exploring the forest to see like what else is up. I've never really been here. They added like a whole bunch of forest areas. It's like, look, I went over here and like see that chest hidden in all the bullshit. You get rid of all the leaves, brush them out of the way, blah blah blah. They fucked that up. But look, you go to this chest here. Boom! You found the greatest game ever. It's Harry Potter. Look, you try it again. Don't be greedy. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's the sound guy, Reese.
Real. Reest.
Hey guys, Daniel here. In the last video I mentioned that I'd be working mainly on level design from now on. I've been kind of ill the past week and a half, but I've been trying to soldier through, so I probably wouldn't have made as much progress as the other guys. As you can see on the screen, this is the SDK running on my monitor with Lauren, as you usually see in a lot of the videos. So let me just load that up in the engine for you. Whoa, Reesty, 1 second. There we go. You may not be able to hear the sound. I don't know if you can. I've got my headphones plugged in at the moment. Let's move down to the forest. This is the forest. Well, it's not really the forest. This is what we call Lauren entrance. It's kind of the segue from the forest to Lauren, and also serve as the connection from Lauren between other towns. So from the south, there'll be small paths to other towns, for example. Now, this is what Patrick created mainly. He created this quite a while ago. Now, the main larger area outside the forest will be, outside Lauren entrance, sorry, will be the forest, Lauren Forest, connection to the first caves and the first ruins. So let's move into there, kind of give you an idea of what I've been working on. Oh, sorry, warp's went a bit funny then. That was weird. Anyway, it's probably something I've done wrong. Anyway, this is the first more complete area that I've come up with. The first area of the forest. This will probably be where the player Julian has his first major battle, and it'll kind of be an introduction to the player of the mechanics and the controls. As I'm learning Lure as I go, because Tyler's basically a god at Lure, I've been messing around, douching my ass, trying to script some things up. As you can see, got the shot, I got a sword. But basically, as you can see, this whole forest area is really mainly what I wanted to explain, is the size of these levels, because basically all we say is they are massive. I mean, they really are. We aren't lying when we say that they're massive, they really are. But this area is basically 50 by 50 tiles at 32 by 32 tiles. Sorry, this camera's really shaky. 32 by 32 tiles. So, quite large an area on its own, I would say. I mean, there'll be a lot of going on here. This one, maybe the first visit will just have the one slime, two slimes. But I mean, there's potential. All these tree stumps examinable. I think I even made these logs examinable. Or did I? Maybe not. Oh, I did. This forest has been pecked to death by crows. Resident Evil reference, just for Connor. That was just for him. Oh, those, you know, things. A lot of things can be examined. The house, I'm working on something specific for that, so I'm not going to go and show that off. But all this kind of, the footstep sounds work, everything's kind of going. These mushrooms are currently being scripted to be healing items. There won't be that many in the final level, but they are now, just so I can test. But basically, the forest itself is quite, I mean, you have to excuse the trees in here, they're not quite 100% finished. But the forest itself is really quite large. It's kind of something I wanted to give the player the opportunity to get lost, really. I mean, this will be the main grinding area at the beginning before the first boss, I would imagine. That's kind of what I'm going for in my mind. And and you can go. Oh, there's a sword. You can go south. You can keep going south, and then you can go west. But I basically, to demonstrate, I know I'm rambling, but to demonstrate the size of the first forest, this is what I use as reference. I visualise the forest as a zero-indexed array, two-dimensional array, X and Y. This does not include the entry to Lauren level, the first forest area that's generally shown in Adventures in Game Development, or Lauren itself. So Lauren would be somewhere at the top, entry to Lauren is kind of here. So this is 0, 0 that we're in now. The one that I moved to is 1, 0, and the one below that, which I'm not going to go to because it's a little bit unfinished, plus I don't want to spoil the whole thing, is 0, 1. Down here, 3, 3, well, chances are will be the entrance to the caves before you get into that. So if you imagine each one of these squares is the size of this level that we're currently in, Lauren Forest, or one of the areas rather, at 50 by 50. So that's a total of 200 by 200. Now I think these areas individually are quite large. So just imagine how large and how much there's going to be to explore and find and do in just the forest alone. Granted, you're going to have the same, or quite a lot to do with Lauren itself, and you'll be visiting that quite frequently. And then there'll be paths leading to other towns, other areas, secret houses. I mean, it's not completely final yet, but it's really being worked on at the moment. So I don't know if you agree. I agree. Let us know. These are basically really large levels, really massive. So like I say, we're not lying when we say that they're really, really big. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show off. That's basically what I've been working on. Like I said, I've been under the weather. Not really working as much as I could have because I'm lazy. Hopefully I'll have more to show in the next videos. So until then, I will see you. Hey guys, Daniel here. Thanks for getting to the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. We've kind of switched things up this time around. We've taken on board your guys' suggestions. Instead of producing the usual hour-plus long videos once a month, we've now started to produce them once a week, or more, depending on what kind of footage that we get. The only difference being, obviously, that they have to be shorter. We're aiming for around about 20 minutes, plus minus a couple. It kind of works the same over a month. 4 weeks in a month, 4 videos a month. It's around about 80 minutes, maybe more, maybe less, depending. Thank you for all the support. We've been hitting the PR again as usual in the past 2 weeks since the last video maybe. We've done a couple of podcasts and a couple of interviews. I'll link those down for you in the description so you can go read them. We always update our stuff on ElysianShadows.com. There's an article for basically everything that we do. I've just posted one that consolidates all of our major PR stuff up to this point, I think. Maybe I've missed a few, I'm not really too sure. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, follow us on all 3. Every single day we post things out that we're currently doing. Maybe people are messing around, maybe someone's working on something and it breaks, you get to see it live as it happens. We post it out on all those things. Obviously subscribe to this channel for these awesome videos that we produce, especially leading up to Kickstarter that starts August 1st. We'll be using this channel to update what's going on with the Kickstarter, any stretch goals, anything that's going on. Probably through Adventures in Game Development, because it will not stop during that period. We're not going to take a month off. I'll be out there with Patrick, with Tyler, with Falco from basically the middle of July for 28 days. I'll be there. I'm not too sure about Patrick. Working on the game. Kickstarter will be happening at the same time in tandem. Like I said, we will not stop working on the Kickstarter. So I really hope you enjoyed this video again. All the team really appreciate all the support, and as usual, I will leave you with some cool music from Connor, and I hope to see you next time.